are live
Live everywhere?
everywhere.
All right. So, where should you direct your attention when it comes to marketing? This is like the number one question I get when it comes to marketing because people are like, should I be on TikTok? Should I be on Facebook? Should I be on Instagram? Should I be on YouTube? Should I do email marketing? And there's so many different areas you should focus on, but the messaging really needs to be dialed in first. So, you want to make sure you know who you're speaking to. Like, who is your ideal client? What is it you are really amazing at that no matter what anyone comes in for when it comes to that particular service, you could deliver a plus 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 service, and so can everyone else on your team. So once you figure that out, then it's time to start getting attention. And attention is really what it's all about. How many eyeballs do you have on your content? How many eyeballs do you have on your your blogs, on your website? How are people finding out about you? If they Google best salon near me, are you showing up? Now, when it comes to ChatGPT and Perplexity and Claude, people are using these answer engines more than they're using Google right now. So, are you optimized for AEO, which is answer engine optimization? And we're going to go over today these 7 different channels you should be at least paying attention to if you don't have a lot of bandwidth. And what I mean by that is you can't really spread yourself out across all of them. You could pick the one that you want to focus on for right now until you have enough business coming in that you can now hire someone that and you could delegate the rest of that too. So the 7 demand channels.
Real quick before you get into that.
Yeah.
Who are you, Nick?
Oh,
why should everybody be listening to you?
My name is Nick Marabella. I own multiple salons. I have been in this space since 1997. I've been in the e-commerce space for the last 10 years, and I've been really dialed in on marketing, SEO, probably since I was 25. So like, I would say 20 years now. So I've been a student of marketing for a really long time. And I've probably spent way more money than I should have trying to figure it out. So this is why I'm making this content. So you don't have to spend all the money figuring it out. You just listen to me and learn from my mistakes. So let's jump right back in. Number 1 is search. Whether it's Google Maps, because Maps now is a big part of how you get found on Google. You want to make sure you're the top 3 of that map pack. And then you have AI search. And AI search is like your ChatGPT, right? People are using that. But now AI is being integrated with your Google, your Yahoo, your Bing. There's a lot of co-pilots now that are running alongside your computer that you can ask questions to. If your content isn't structured in a way that says that you're an authority, that it doesn't prove you have expertise, experience, authoritativeness, trustworthiness, that's your EEAT. All the different engines, like the AI engines and the search engines, they're not going to serve your information to the person who needs it, who's looking for it. You may be the best person in the world at cutting or coloring hair. We're not talking about that. That's a given. You need to be the best because good marketing will make a bad product fail faster. What we're talking about is if somebody's looking for the best, do you show up? Because most times the best people don't show up because they're busy doing the thing that they're the best at. And that's probably you watching right now. Like you're great at cutting hair, but you are lacking clients. You have a great salon. Like you have just the best culture. You're a great owner. But when hairstylists are looking up, where should I work? What's the best salon to work for in Fairfield, New Jersey, or whatever town you're in? Do you show up? That's also marketing. So you have 2 sets of clients. You have the clients that sit in the chair and the clients that work behind the chair. You need to be showing up at these channels for them too. And so from a search perspective, that's channel number 1. You have to make sure that your content on your website is structured in a way. And if you want 2 pieces of code structure that you need to make sure are dialed in, it's going to be your robot.txt file and your JSON LD files, your local markup, right? Your local schema markup. And so what these 2 different pieces of code do for your search engines and your AI engines is they help the little robot crawlers crawl your website to find the information that would best serve an answer to a question being asked on Google or AI. So search is going to be your first demand channel. Next, social. If you're not showing up on social media consistently and authentically, and you're not, and plus, let me say something real quick. If you don't show up consistently and authentically, you're going to lack trust. That's the other component. People have to know they can trust you. And if you just like watch a YouTube video and you're like, oh, I'm going to start posting on Instagram now because this guy I watched said to do it, and then you post for 2 days and you stop. If I'm a client and I see this really sporadic cadence of posting, that doesn't build trust with me. I want to see you showing up every day. That's the other area. So if you're not consistent, you lack trust. So you got your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, and you don't have to do all of them. You can get a tool like Autopilot where you create one piece of content geared towards Instagram and you could auto publish it across TikTok and Facebook and YouTube Shorts. But pick one channel, right? Pick one of these social media channels, study it, learn the formats, learn how the algorithm works, and then become the best at that channel. Then once, again, you have enough money coming in because you dominated Instagram, then jump to TikTok. Just because TikTok is really popular and you can go viral on TikTok and you can get 1 million views on there relatively easier than you could on Instagram, it doesn't necessarily mean it converts to clients. So make sure you're creating content that can convert to a person walking in your salon. If you want to be an influencer, that's one thing. If you want to build a business so clients are walking in like off the street to get their hair done by somebody in your salon or by you, then you have to make sure that you're showing up all the time on social media, just at least on one particular channel, and you're dominating that area. If you go viral, it doesn't necessarily mean that because you did a cool TikTok dance, it's going to prove that you're an authority on extensions. So you want to watch a good person? Tiffany from Christian Michael. She crushes with her consultations on TikTok and on Instagram. Crushes. And Facebook just took off. So she's creating content really for just TikTok or for Instagram. She's publishing it everywhere and it's doing well everywhere because it's good content. So definitely check her out. Now, the other channels can be reputation. So we have reviews, referrals, and word of mouth. Every single person, when they come in for a consultation, you have to ask that person, how did you hear about us? Oh, Google. Remember that for later. Then when they're leaving the salon and you wow them with your experience and how great you are and the haircut and the color, hey, Jennifer, you found us on Google, right? I would love it. Or can you just do me a favor? Can you leave us a review on Google where you found us? Just tell everyone how the experience was. And then referrals. First time client. How'd you hear about us? Great. Google. Big up. Like, where do you live? You live in the area? You're new to the area? No, I've been here for like 20 years. Obviously, if they've been here for 20 years, they probably have other friends or family members who also are in that area because they have they have time in the area. If it's a new person who just moved here, the referrals probably won't happen. But if somebody has 10, 15, 20 years living in the community and they have kids, more than likely there's friends of those kids' moms that have to go somewhere too. So referrals are really easy to ask for. Sisters, friends, family members, mothers, daughters. A lot of people drop the ball on referrals because they feel weird asking for them. But hey, if you know anybody else who's like doesn't love their haircut, and if you love your haircut today and you would want them to have that same feeling, just let me know. A good way to do this that I like to do is like referral cards, but not like put your name on the back of a business card, give them 3 people. It's cheesy. I have like a really cool program I created for my community, and it's the referral retention playbook. And ultimately what it is, it's a card, an envelope that has a bunch of different prizes on it, but they have to open it in your salon within X amount of weeks. You can give that person that same thing that has the prizes on it to 3 friends. Like, hey, if you got 3 friends who are looking for a salon, here's an opportunity for them to get a $1,000 makeover, and there's a bunch of prizes in there. Please give it to them too. What you want to do is write that person's name on it, and then only that person can come to the salon and redeem the prizes that are in that envelope. If they open it, it voids it. So that person has to come back. That person needs to open it in front of one of your stylists or you, and then they get a chance to win a blow dryer, a haircut, a color service, extensions, whatever it is. So that's a really cool way to run that referral program. And honestly, reputation is word of mouth. Like if somebody is at a barbecue and somebody compliments their hair, are they telling them that you did their hair? Because you're awesome. That's word of mouth. Or is this person just too busy to look for a new hairstylist and they just go to you anyway, where they're like, hey, I know my hair looks good today, but she's never like consistent. Like this time was a good haircut, but last 2 times it wasn't good. I just haven't found anybody that I wanted to go to yet. Because that happens too. You want to make sure that it's the first thing that's happening. You got to go to Jen. She's amazing. I love her. She crushes it every time. And we do something new and unique every time. So I don't feel like I have the same style like week after week. Next, paid. If your organic traffic is doing well, like your organic social media, throw some money behind it. Get more eyeballs on it. It's really that simple. Now, when it comes to like Google ads and retargeting, in my community, we're going to jump into that a little more. It's way too long of a lesson to talk about here in the 15, 20 minutes to a half hour we have for this video. But don't start creating a paid advertising strategy until your organic content's so good that when people see your ad, they want to learn more about you. They go to your social media. Now you have the trust being built and they're like, oh, wow, this person's amazing. I got to go to them. If you solely rely on paid traffic right now, you will get busy, but you will waste a lot of money. And on the other side of the paid is you want to make sure that your retention rate's really good. Because if you're paying for people to come in to your salon, but you can't retain them, then your lifetime value of that customer is only what they spend that one visit. So there's 2 numbers you want to really pay attention to for paid traffic is your customer acquisition cost and then your lifetime value of the customer. Meta ads, Google ads are probably the 2 places you're going to want to really focus on for paid. And then there's a retargeting strategy that you come up like that you can utilize where people are going to Google best salon near me. They click on that ad. They see your website. Now you have the Facebook Meta pixel on your website. Now they click off. They don't book an appointment. They just checked you out. Now you chase them around social media, showing them how great your work is. Now they're seeing your content, and then you convert them into a client in your salon. Direct, that's your online booking, right? You got to make sure that you have it's easy to make appointments for you, but those online booking channels like the Vagaro, the Fresha, the Style Seat or Salon Seat or Boulevard, there's like communities inside of them where people go to that particular website to find salons based on reviews. That's a channel. And then you have your website. Your website needs to have blogs on there and content. It needs to let people know that not only are you the best, but you have the answers to all their hair concerns or skincare concerns or whatever it is that you do. Community. That's another channel. Are you in the local events? Do you participate in any of the Facebook moms groups or other groups that you have in your community? Do you host events at your salon for other communities or other community groups that you can really capitalize on their popularity? And then you do like a Bordeaux and blowouts, which is like a wine tasting and a blowout class, or Daddy Daughter Day. These are events that I do in my salons and they do phenomenal. You want to make sure you're building community, you're networking, not just doing networking from like the behind the chair events and our community events as hairstylists and salon owners, but like local community events. Get involved in the community. Shake more hands. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. Now, when it comes to attracting stylists, that's where it's important that you create community for all of the different hairstylists in your area if you're looking for hairstylists. So you could create the community, whether it's a digital community, like on a Facebook group, or you have meetups once a quarter where you host free classes, and you could do it once a month, you could do it once a week, but you're building like a really strong community of hairstylists that trust you. And then eventually what they're going to say is, I should go work with this person because they've poured into me for the last 3 months, never asked once like for anything in return. Like if they do that for me, imagine what it's like to be their stylist. Now you have database. That's your emails, your text message marketing, any kind of CRMs you have set up, like a Go High Level. I don't think a lot of salons need Go High Level or like things like that. Really, email and text messaging is where you want to be at. But you don't blast people with email and say, hey, come to us, 10% off, 20% off, check out our new stylist. You want to make sure that you're delivering valuable content like you do in your social media, like you do in your blogs, also in your email marketing. Because if all you're doing is emailing people to remind them about their appointment and then give them a discount or a deal, you're asking for something. Give them something in return. Best way to do this is create a quiz, either when they come in like an intake form that they can fill out some questions about their hair concerns or skincare concerns, or on the front end of their website. On the front end of your website, you could be like, have a little pop-up that comes up, like what's your biggest hair challenge right now, or skincare challenge, or whatever the question is. They click on that. It opts them into a quiz. They fill out 5, 10, 15, 20 questions. You can now dial in all your email marketing to people who are blonde, people who have a dry scalp, people who have an oily scalp, people who have dry skin, people who have acne. And you could create your database and your email communication based on things that are important to that person. So those are the 7 demand channels. We're going to go, like, after this live, we're going deep into the community, guys. So if you're watching and you're part of the community, this is today's lesson pretty much. We're going to be going deep into each one of these. And this is one of the forces we're going to be talking about all of next year. So come back into the community after this live if you're watching, because we're going to go heavy into all these channels. But if you're just watching right now on the live, it's called the Level Up Academy. Go to apply.nickmarabella.com. All the info is there for you. But James, if there's any Q&As or questions right now, I got a couple minutes for some questions.
We have.
And guys, like I said, you don't have to master all of them. Just pick one if you feel overwhelmed. James.
Yeah, we have a question. What do you mean by local marketing? Like flyers?
Okay, local marketing. Flyers is not out of the realm of local marketing. It is, but I mean local SEO. So there's 5 surrounding towns around your salon. When someone Googles best salon in that town, do you show up even though you're not in that town? You're a 5-minute drive. Local SEO is different than SEO, and same with AEO. So any kind of search engine optimization where people are looking for the best in this area for this service, you got to make sure that the content on your website is structured in a way that pulls them into your world, that you actually get served to them. So whether it's in your reviews, you got to make sure that in your replies to your reviews, you're also listing the towns and the services that they got done. If the client didn't do that, there's an FAQ section on your Google business page. Make sure you're having someone ask these questions so you can answer them. You're constantly updating it. So local SEO is your local visibility, and that is also with local citations. So all the little yellow pages and Foursquare and those little websites, you're dialed in on all of them. So you're being easily found where anyone's looking in your local community. That's local SEO.
How much should I be spending on ads as a solo stylist?
How much is your capacity to bring in on a daily, weekly, monthly basis of new clientele? What's your retention rate like? If you have a lot of room, like you're not booked and you maybe do extensions, you could spend $100 a day on ads. Now, if you spend $100 a day, you need to be bringing in $300 to $400 a day worth of new business to make it make sense for you. So you literally print money when you advertise the right way. You got to figure out what is your retention rate. I would say before you even jump into paid ads, make sure that your clients are coming back at least 3 times a year. And if not, then add in some more services so you can get them back in the salon again. And then make sure that you're getting the reviews and make sure that your referrals are dialed in and make sure all that's being done before you start spending money on paid ads, and make sure your social media looks good too. Paid ads is a professional move. If you don't know what you're doing, just go to YouTube and learn, because you'll waste a lot of money. So $10 a day, $20 a day, that's all pretty much, I think, the budget you want to be around. When it comes to you being a salon owner with a team, then you're getting into like the $100, $200, $300 a day. And it's going to pay off if you really know what you're doing and you understand your customer acquisition cost and your lifetime value. All right, James, last 2 questions.
Well, I don't really know how to. So Good Hair PDX. I don't know how to ask this, but about the concern of relocating and having to restart your career / rebrand network market to the new area.
Got it. All right. So that's where you go and reach out to all your old clients. If, let's say, you are relocating from a salon that you don't own the Google business page, and you create your own Google business page in the new market, and you have each one of them leave you a new review. And that way you already have some like social proof that you're amazing in what you do. Obviously, dial in that Google business page. Then what you want to do is shake more hands. You're going to be going around to the local bars, find the cutest female bartender who has a big following at her bar. You offer to do her hair for free. You create content around it. You go live, have her be a collaborator on that post. Then you find out if you're by a local college, who is the sororities, who is the sorority leaders, who are the girls that have some clout in their circles of friends, and you start bringing them as models. And then you build up from the ground up a brand new brand. But if you have social media that backs it already from what you previously did, it's a home run. You're going to do it really quickly. So that's probably what I would start doing. I would find the moms groups on Facebook, and I would really dial in my communication with who owns those Facebook groups, and try and throw an event at the salon I'm going to, or if I'm starting a new salon from scratch, I would start hosting events like we spoke about.
Salon Larchmont. What is the proper way to respond to Google review as an owner?
This is a great question. So responding to Google business page reviews or Yelp reviews, I say be yourself. If somebody acts like a jerk, then give them the business back. If somebody's being like really petty, I like being petty sometimes. It's fun. But just be honest, be yourself, be authentically you, answer the way that you want to answer that makes you feel good. That's what I like to do. Sometimes I give people back the attitude they give me. The customer's not always right. It's just a fact. They're not always right. But it's your responsibility to make sure you try and make everything right. And so if some people are just impossible, like they just wanted to be that one dick to leave you a 1-star review, then blast them on there. Be like, oh, Barbara, like I understand that you had a bad experience, but you do realize you came in 30 minutes late. We did accommodate you. We did X, Y, and Z to help you out. And you did know that your credit card didn't go through the first 3 times you tried it. So we had to call your husband to do one over the phone. And I'm sorry that happened, but it wasn't necessarily our fault that your credit card didn't go through. Like there's things like you could really hammer home with somebody that make them feel embarrassed, that make them want to delete the review. Like if someone's really rude is what I'm saying. But a lot of times you're going to get a feeling. If that feeling in your gut says say it, then say it. Don't not say what you want to say out of fear. Say what you want to say so the people reading the reviews can get the full context of what happened with that situation. And typically, I always go to bat to protect my stylist in my reviews too. So there's been times that clients came to me in my salon because of how I was in my review. And I didn't just roll over and be like, I'm so sorry, come back in for a free service. And I was like, I literally laid into them. Hey, Barbara, you came in a half hour late. We accommodated you and we moved some clients around to make it actually work because you were late. And we do understand there was traffic, but you have to understand, like, you made this appointment 4 months ago. You should have checked the traffic pattern before you left. And that wasn't the case, you know? So there's a lot of ways you can answer reviews. I say, do what feels right. And do not say what you want to say out of fear of people judging you for not being professional. Because believe it or not, clients will actually read that and get a kick out of it. James?
How many reviews do I need before it actually makes a difference?
It's never enough. Every single person needs to leave you a review. But I would say 50 to 100 is where you start seeing some trust. And now if your local area, or the average salon only has 4 reviews on their Google page, you have 20, then you're already ahead of the game. But you want to make sure every single person leaves you a 5-star review. That's every single person, especially in our business. All right, guys. So that is it for the 7 demand channels. If you guys have any questions, please do me a favor below this video, leave a comment. If you are watching on YouTube and you want more information, go to Instagram at Nick Marabella. Do me a favor, drop me a message on there, ask me some questions. We'll get into a good conversation. And James, if the camera went out.
Power went out.
Power went out? No, the camera went out. All right, guys. So you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, they can hear you.
All right, guys. So you can follow me on Instagram at Nick Marabella, and I will see you guys later. Kill it.